13 years ago, I hit a breaking point. My body was telling me something was wrong, and I couldn't ignore it any longer. I had spent years in the salon, ending my days exhausted, dealing with headaches, raw, itchy throat, and this lingering brain fog that I just assumed was normal for the industry. But when I started making changes at home and removing all the toxins from my day-to-day life, I really noticed something different. I started to feel better, and I felt good until I walked back into my salon. In today's episode, I am going to talk to you about all the conversations that I've had with hairstylists over the years and really break down all of the things that we're exposed to every single day and how those consequences have serious health issues and what can we do about it. I'm sure you've seen the news by now, and there's a hairstylist who has cancer and is now suing multiple hair color brands, claiming long-term exposure to these chemicals contributed to their diagnosis. So obviously, we don't know what the courts are going to determine, but we do know that research has been sounding the alarm for years, saying that hairstylists are at higher risk for certain cancers, hormone disruptors, fertility issues, skin irritations, and a lot of other things due to the chemicals that we work with day in and day out. Hairstylists have been found to have higher incidences of bladder cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and breast cancer. The chemicals in our hair color relaxers and styling products are often unregulated and untested for long-term safety. See, I know firsthand what it is like to feel the effects of these chemicals and not really have the full picture of what it's doing to our bodies long-term. And the truth is, unless we walk away from the beauty industry completely, we cannot escape all the exposures. But here is the thing. There are things we can do about it. And I know that you have probably heard about reducing the exposure, choosing low toxic, ammonia-free, organic color lines. Also, you've probably heard of ventilation, air purifiers, opening windows, and avoiding enclosed spaces with the fumes, wearing our gloves and protective gear. And those are all amazing, and I talk about those extensively. I have on other podcast episodes. But today I want to talk to you about a little thing that I don't hear a ton of industry people talking about. And truly, this has made such a big difference on just me making I've made the shifts and I have a cleaner environment, but this has made the complete difference in helping me feel better and healthier about it all together. So like I said, we talked about switching products, but what about supporting our own bodies so that maybe we can handle the exposure a little bit better? This is really where something called biohacking comes in. And okay, right off the bat, I am not a biohacking expert, but over the last 13 years, I have started to implement a lot of these things into my life, and it's made a humongous difference. Because like I said, we can't get away from all the toxins. Not in the salon, and honestly, everybody is dealing with that. Just walking outside of our house, breathing in the air, eating the foods that we normally would eat that should be healthy for us, but because our soil is also polluted, we're not getting the type of nutrients that we once did get. So, what does biohacking even mean? What am I talking about? To make it simple, it's really taking care of our own bodies, learning how to deal with the stress, learning how to detox our bodies. It's learning how to increase our support systems. It's learning how to rewire our minds and meditate and let go a lot of the stress that we deal with in a day-to-day basis. Because Our nervous systems are already on high alert through everything. Then we walk into a really toxic salon that has even more exposure, and we come home stressed even more from all the toxic workload that we have with not eating right, not going to the bathroom during a 8-10 hour shift, not taking care of ourselves or sitting, or just having a moment to breathe in between clients. I know that you felt that because that's how I used to feel when I was back to back and I was booking clients, 2-3 clients at a time, just to fit people in to make more money, because that is what I was taught that was normal. And I know you've probably felt all of that, you've experienced it, and you're probably exhausted like I am. So that is how I was feeling right before I started my own salon and started to change all of my habits, because it wasn't just in the salon. I was changing my habits at home, and that's where I saw and felt the biggest change, because when I went into my really toxic salon, I noticed immediately, because I was able to actually listen to my body. I was able to hear what my body was saying and notice the differences in the way that I felt, my nervous system, also my brain, all of my thoughts and my beliefs of whether it was possible or not to have a cleaner, healthier work environment. Because I've been in this industry for 25 years. It's a long time. And when I started in this industry, you were not taught to take care of yourself. It was full speed ahead, go, go, go. Take care of every single client, take every client, whether you wanted to or not, do every service, every single color service, every single perm, anything that came in the door you had to take care of. And you worked long, grueling hours on your feet, in heels. Yes, I was young and stupid, and I would work in heels. Thank goodness I don't do that anymore. But I would work tons of hours, barely take time to eat. I became a pro at eating a bar or something while I was mixing color, or while I had like 2 seconds. I also became a pro at holding, having to go to the bathroom and waiting for hours and hours until I just couldn't hold it any longer, which is so terrible for us. And all of those things pile up in your body, and your brain recognizes it after you've done it for so long. It becomes a belief that this is just how you have to do things, and we don't have to. And I want to break down a few of the things that I have been doing in my life personally to help reduce all of this, reduce the stress, reduce the toxic overload, and help me set my temple, my entire body, help me set myself up for success, so that even if I am around chemicals, which we all are, my body knows what to do with those chemicals. My body naturally knows how to detox and flush out the things that are not good for us, right? Because I do reduce my exposure, but I'm still around chemicals. I still have tons of exposure, not just in the salon, but outside of the salon. So it's really important to send the right signals to our bodies to detox and allow that to happen. So I'm just going to go through a few of the things that I do to help me, so that you can take a look at these. And these are all going to be different for each person. Some of them you might really like and want to look into. Others you may be like, no thank you, not for me. That's fine. This is not something that you have to do step by step. This is more of just like an overview of the different things that I have implemented into my life. And I've started biohacking how my day-to-day life, like how I live my life. So when we talk about biohacking, what does that even mean? You've probably heard things like dry brushing, infrared saunas, lymphatic drainage, drinking filtered water, making sure your liver and gut health is good by eating foods that support detoxification, like leafy greens, turmerics, and probiotics. Taking supplements like activated charcoal and other binders for heavy metal detoxes, and reducing your nervous system and stress. Those have been huge things for me. And my mindset, it's not just what I'm doing, but it's rewiring my brain that I can slow down, that I can implement these things into my life and it's not stressful. It actually eases the stress. I sleep better. I am taking care of rest and relaxation and letting my brain just have time to decompress instead of my normal go until I absolutely have to like completely pass out because my body says no more, so I end up getting sick. That was my truth before. Now I listen to my body. I take time to do all these things. Now, I'm not 100% with all of them. Meditation is one of my biggest things, and frequency work. So on a daily basis, I meditate. I take a few minutes. Sometimes I take longer, just depends on my timing. But allowing me to stop and breathe. Look at what's around me. Look at what's working for me, what's not working for me. In the morning, I like to set my day up and look at how I want my day to unfold. And when I do that, and I'm super intentional, it does change the whole day. When I don't, and I skip that morning meditation, you can see how my day, it just will spiral out and it's not fun. And those are the days where I can really tell that I'm not being intentional, right? So looking at meditation, and let me tell you, everyone I talk to when it comes to meditation, if they haven't done it before, they say, oh, I can't get my mind to quiet down enough. Me either. It was the hardest thing for me to learn because just naturally, I'm a go-getter. I'm very hard on myself, and I'm always moving forward. I felt before that if I stopped and took a breath and just took downtime, that I was being lazy and that I wasn't getting the things done that I wanted to. So this was a really, really hard lesson for me to learn because I couldn't turn my brain off. It was completely spiraling out of control when I would sit to try to meditate. So for me, meditation doesn't look like me just quieting, in a quiet space, closing my eyes and just thinking of nothing. That is not what meditation looks like for me. For me, I like to have a guided meditation. Something to keep me on pace, something where I can listen and really tune into that. And if I notice my brain going off the way it does, even after all of these years of meditating, my brain will still kind of veer off. And I just gently, I don't judge myself. I'm not trying to think of like, oh, well, see, I thought about that and now I have to stop and come back to center and all of that. I don't do any of that. I notice my brain trailing off and I just come right back to the voice that I'm listening to, that guided meditation. Or I take a deep breath and just focus on my breath. But the key there is no matter how much your brain has chatter and it's all over the place, I promise that if you find the right meditation for you, there's so many different kinds, look them up, find the right meditation for you, and don't judge yourself. Let it be what it is for you. And once you accept that and you allow it to just be what it is, then you're going to notice that you start to just like ease into things and it becomes a little bit easier day in and day out. So meditation was huge for me because it was a way that I could control and bring my thoughts together and set my intentions for the day. I also meditate at night. Every single night I have a long meditation that I listen to as I drift off to sleep so that I am just letting go of what didn't serve me for the day, really looking at how I want to bring things, to mind for the next day, and also what I'm grateful for. Like what worked for me, because another thing about me that I really had a hard time dealing with and still comes up to this day is giving myself grace and actually like celebrating the things that did go right for me, what I was excited about, because I'm just a person where as soon as I accomplish something, I'm like, yay, done, and what's the next thing? So I had to learn how to be grateful and really look at what I accomplished for the day. And when I did that, even if it's just for a minute, you don't have to like go, for days or whatever thinking of all these things. You just for a minute, stop and be like, dang, I really did good today. I, was so productive. I got, all of these things taken care of, and I had time to meditate and be mindful. I got to celebrate that, which I would never have done before. So celebration of what you have accomplished, even if it's the smallest thing of like, I got to sit down and have a cup of coffee that was hot, that was not cold because I let it, sit after doing 5 clients and then, then got a chance to drink my coffee. Like even the smallest things, celebrate yourself. Let your whole body and your mind see what you want more of. When we celebrate and we take that time to really look at the things that we accomplished and we're proud of and we're happy about and we want more of, frankly, like that's the whole thing, is these things that you're celebrating, you want more of, right? Well, if you don't even take a second to look and really appreciate how you were able to get something done, how are you going to bring more of that in when you just glance over it? And I had to learn that the hard way. And like I said, 100% honest, like sometimes I really have to work hard at celebrating and taking that time to just sit in that moment and be proud of what I was able to accomplish. So after meditation, that's a big part, but also frequency work and energy healing. Those two things, the difference, let me first tell you the difference. So frequencies is the frequencies that you hear, like sound bowl healing. Everything has a frequency, and everything that is around you, every thought, every emotion has a frequency. And when our frequencies are off, then we end up having emotions that are off, and we don't feel, grounded and secure. We feel very flighty and stressed and anxious. So I run my Healy device, and I don't have it here next to me, but I'll pop up what it looks like for you on the screen. So my Healy device is a frequency device that runs frequencies for me. So what I like about frequencies versus energy healing is frequencies, you set it, you're being intentional about it, you're thinking about it, you're intentional, but you don't have to do anything else. The frequencies are running and they support you and they help align your frequencies to what it is that you want, right? Then when we talk about energy healing is I either have to go get energy healing done, to me, which is perfectly fine. I go and I have amazing support system that will help me release, a lot of things that's not serving me and recalibrate my energy, I also do energy healing to myself. And depending on how I'm feeling, especially when I'm really stressed or overwhelmed, when I'm feeling that way, it's hard to like align my energy again when it's me doing the energy healing. So I have both modalities. It really depends on the day and what I need and how I'm feeling, but I'm usually always running frequency work, and then I add in the energy healing throughout the day. Some days I skip, but I like to do the energy healing also with my meditation. So those two things are really non-negotiables between the meditation and frequency work. Even if the meditation is only for 1 minute and me taking like deep breaths, it is non-negotiable in my life. And it has made a tremendous amount of change in my life. Because now, no matter what, I am thrown. And we all have things, like stupid things, like the internet, not working, or my website multiple times crashing. And those kinds of things we have to deal with as salon owners. And before, it would be absolutely devastating. I could not handle the stress because my nervous system was all over the place. Now, whether it's a small thing or a really big thing, I'm able to stop, assess the situation, feel my feelings. Because if I'm mad or angry or upset, you feel it. And then I'm able to come out of that feeling much, much quicker. So non-negotiables for me between that and the frequency work. So not only are these big for me in my personal life, but this is also a huge part of what I have brought to my salon. So when we're talking about holistic salons, that is what that looks like for me. I talk to my clients about meditation, about frequency work. I tell them my story and how it has affected me. And I help them find something that works for them. So when they are in my space, we're talking about beauty, we're talking about hair and makeup and all of those things. But we're also talking about what's going on in their lives and what are the holistic modalities that can help them ease that pain, ease whatever's going on, to help them get centered and grounded in their life. So all of that coming together makes the ecosystem in my salon so much better, right? So that's how it implements into your life and into your business. We also offer sound healing. We offer Reiki. We offer frequency work. We do all of those modalities on top of hair and makeup and skin services. So that is another way to elevate your salon services. Once you practice those things, then you can bring them into your salon and help your clients. Now, and it really does make a big difference, and the clients immediately can feel that energy when they walk into the salon. Okay, so the other modalities I like to use are PEMF mats and saunas and infrared lights. All of these modalities have made a big difference in my body. Taking that time for myself. And I'm not going to go into, this video is not to go into every single modality. I mean, the video would be hours long. So it's more of here is what I'm doing to help biohack my health so that I can also reduce the amount of stress that environment, salon, toxicity, everything has on my life. So I'm able to detox and release a lot of that without just letting it control my life. So PEMF mats is a mat that you lay on. It's got crystals all through it. It also has grounding frequencies and heat. So very relaxing on your body. Another great place to meditate or to do your yoga on or lay there in between clients. So we actually have 2 PEMF mats at the salon where our clients can come upstairs and lay on the PEMF mat and relax, reduce the stress on their body, meditate, set intentions, and then we also put infrared lighting on their face while they're laying there. So this is a wonderful add-on service that we get to enjoy. So my stylists, when nobody is in the room and they're in between clients and they, we work all day on our feet and they're feeling it, they get to go upstairs and enjoy the PEMF mat. And our clients also get to enjoy the mat, and it's an add-on service. So it brings that whole ecosystem together again, right? And this is where, when I'm talking about like a clean, sustainable salon does not always have to be so expensive. The upfront cost for a PEMF mat, you have to have the upfront cost. But then after being able to put it into place and creating a service around it, once you've created that service, you've paid that off, then you don't have to worry about it anymore. And I know as salon owners, like, we're always worried about, everything is consumable, right? We have to buy it again. Shampoo, buy it again. Color, buy it again. All of that. So it's really amazing when you can find something that it's not going to cost you a lot. You put a little bit of an investment up front, and then you don't have that reoccurring investment every single month or every single, week. And also, the energy that brings to your salon is amazing, right? And you get to offer it to your stylists. So they get to take care of themselves. And this is a big part, like, for my salon owners listening. This is what you get to put together, and it is your responsibility to look into these things and to continuously learn what else there is for you to offer your clients and your stylists. Because your stylists and your clients, but your stylists, they're watching you. And you set the tone for how your salon is. So if you're looking at your salon right now and you're stressed out, you're exhausted, everybody else in the salon is exhausted, nobody's happy, nobody's, doing the work, nobody wants to work is the one that I hear all the time. I know this is tough love, and you get to set the tone for your salon. And that was one of the biggest things, is looking at how am I contributing to my salon, both negatively and positively. If something's not going right in the salon, how am I contributing to that? How did I create that? And then giving myself the grace to say, okay, I didn't know better then, I know better now. How do I get to readjust and change things so that I am walking the walk, talking the talk, and showing my team what the culture, what the tone of the salon gets to be. And these types of things, slowing down, taking a deep look at what's working and what's not, that is important. All of these pieces make a humongous difference in your business. They enrich your life. They help you reduce the stress and overwhelm in your life so that you can focus on what's important. And this is how your body is going to be able to naturally detox all of the things that we are exposed to on a daily basis. So if you really think about your body, without you having to do anything, if you get a cut, you don't do anything to it, right? You clean it so there's no infection. You put a Band-Aid on it, and your body does the rest. That is the same thing with your body for detoxing. Our whole systems are set up to help us detox. When we bring in things like meditation, frequencies, different modalities like infrared lighting and PEMF mat, all of those things help calibrate our systems so that they can work at the best possible, system that they can. Now, the other thing that I did and do is I go see a holistic doctor on a regular basis. So I have a baseline of where my hormones are, what my blood is what my blood work does, how I'm feeling, so that I can continue to go back and talk to my doctor when I'm not feeling good, when things are out of whack. So I have a baseline and I work with my doctor and see what's off in my own body if I need detoxing. Like my levels for vitamin D and omegas were absolutely so low. So I relied on my doctor to help me figure out what worked best for me, and then I take the appropriate supplements to take care of my body so that my body can do what it's meant to do and detox naturally. With these things, take a look at them. Research what you want to do. You can go down the whole rabbit hole of biohacking your body, your brain. There's all kinds of things out there. But what I want you to do is take a look. It starts there. Don't get overwhelmed. Pick one thing that is interesting to you and start to implement that. Once you implement that, then you can go back and look at another thing and implement that. And look at how that's going to enrich your life. And then to enrich your salon, how can you start to bring those things into your salon and create services around them? Because I will tell you one thing. When myself and my team, we all have our things that we like to do and our different modalities that we bring to our clients, we love life, right? We love the creativity of doing color and cuts and all of that. But when we're able to bring in these other modalities, we are creating something different that no other salon can replicate, because each one of us brings something different to that modality. And we can create all types of different services that are unique, that are absolutely life-changing and relaxing for the client, and makes a big difference. So you can take all of these things and create an environment that is unique, that clients rave about, love, and want to be a part of. They become your raving fans. And then at that same time, you're making more profits. You are happier, healthier. You're making a difference in the community. You have also made a difference with your team because you stood up and became the leader of the salon versus the owner who is tired and overworked and overwhelmed and undervalued. Be the leader. Step up and look at what you can do for your salon that will enrich your life just as much as it will enrich the team and the clients. So take a look at that. Like, that's what I want you to look at. After you listen to this, go research biohacking. Take one of the things and start to implement that. And then I want you to comment below which modality you want to look into. And so we can support you in research for that, and just the community can come in and chime in on what's working for them. But go ahead and comment below which modality you are going to research and start to implement. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Impactful Salon Owners podcast. I hope today's episode gave you valuable insight and inspiration to take your salon to the next level. Before you go, I wanted to remind you that the Holistic Salon Academy is opening up soon. So if you're ready to dive deeper into clean, holistic, and sustainable salon practices and build a truly impactful business, be sure to join the waitlist. By signing up, you'll be the first to access all of the details and exclusive content before anyone else. You definitely don't want to miss out. And of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed this one, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It helps to grow the show and reach more salon owners just like you. And lastly, come hang out with me on Instagram at Clean Beauty Biz Coach, where I'm a real-life person who loves to connect with you. I'm always in my DMs answering your questions and would love to chat more over there. Thanks again for being here, and remember, every step forward is a step towards lasting change. Until next time.